All right, everybody. I want to issue an update about my review of the Shining Elite 3D. And I think the best way to do it is here in person because, you get on a keyboard, you only have so much time. People read that the way they want to read it, and then they make all kinds of assumptions. And, first of all, let me say this. In the last 24 hours, there's been a lot of keyboard warriors out there really criticizing, many criticizing the way I do things or what I might know, or criticizing Voxel Dental, or, they're like, did you do this? You probably didn't do that. I'm sure you didn't do this. And guess what? I did all those things. It's like, I just didn't have time to write it all or talk about it. But a lot of assumptions out there, very unfair. All right. We know what we're doing here. We've been doing digital workflow for a very long time. So has Voxel Dental. And I also want to say to the supply companies that attacked Voxel Dental, for not knowing their workflow, I'm telling you what, they know everything digitally. They do hundreds of procedures chairside with doctors every year. And I'll tell you, if you're a supply company that's distributing something and you do not acknowledge the problems involved, that is your shortcoming. Voxel Dental took the time to really test something before they sell it, and I think that's they should be commended for that. That's a good thing. That's a good trait in a company, because like they would tell you that their allegiance is to the doctor, not to the manufacturer. And similarly, me, Adam Hogan at the Atlantic Implant Institute, my allegiance is to you, the doctor, to give you good, honest feedback. Okay, so couple of things on my review. One, it was 100% honest and accurate. A couple of you pointed out things that you saw on those screens that you could do. Rest assured, there's more in the process, several hours of testing. There's other videos. We did those things such as like turn off the AI, duh. Okay, no big deal. Recalibrate the plate, duh, we know that, okay? I will say, I'll admit this, the computer did crash 3 times, and it was suggested to me. I just had a meeting with Shining, by the way, very productive meeting. I'm going to talk more about that. But it was suggested to me that it was probably, even though the computer and the processing speed and the video card and everything was adequate, that running a program in the back that did a screen record may have overloaded the RAM. Okay, plausible. I'll admit that. That's fine. So I'm going to put that on the screen recording. No big deal. But I will tell you that, so I just had a meeting with Shining. Good on them. They're very concerned with their product. They called here to the office. They called Voxel. They wanted to set up a meeting. I came out of All on 4 surgery and rounding on some patients and consults today, and we set it up today. And I will commend them for coming and setting up that meeting, acknowledging their problems, acknowledging what's going on, and trying to fix it, coming together to work on it. It's very good on you, Shining. That was very good. A couple of things. Even though online last night, there were, frankly, some people who denied knowledge of the problems. And these same people in person at the AAID in Atlanta acknowledged that there was problems. So that's all I'm going to say on that. We're not the only ones. I received dozen messages from other doctors saying, hey, we were trained on this and we still have those problems. We get it, even though a few people said we don't. That's fine. There's always going to be some success stories out there. But a couple things on this, guys. This is a first generation product, and it's not unusual to have run into some roadblocks and need to do some workarounds on it. I understand that because of the problems that we had in surgery, that there's already another version of the software coming out, about to be released. And there's already a healing cap being developed for scanning soft tissue. That's about to be released. So, Shining, good on you. You do admit the problems that are there. You do recognize them. You are already coming out with a workaround and a fix. And I've agreed with Shining to help you guys to bring those to the table. Come here to Virginia Beach. We'll test them out. We'll see if we can give, and I'm sure you guys will. You talk to the engineers in person today. Y'all are very smart. I'm sure you're going to come up with some very good workarounds in version 2 and version 3. So we were dead on in our assessment. I'm glad that we got Shining's attention. I'm glad that we got your attention. They admit it. They are willing to work with us, and they are willing to improve their product. They're not going to deny it, and that's a sign of a good company. Somebody who's going to fix what's going on. And like I talked to the engineer, and they said, well, you just can't have blood in the field. It's easier in a clean field. Of course, These are always the issues that digital technicians and digital doctors and digital offices have to work around. Blood in the field and mobile tissue after surgery, always a problem. And I'm sure Shining is going to be up to the task to fix that. So we had a very productive meeting with Shining. Again, I want to commend Shining for coming to the table and wanting to work with us to help improve their product. And very good on you. And again, Voxel, very good on you for wanting to test this product before you sell it. I'm aware of a few sales reps out there, and you know who you are. I'm not going to call you out by name, but you haven't even seen the machine be used in a clinical setting, and you're vehemently, aggressively defending it in WhatsApp chat groups and on Facebook, and you haven't even seen it be used. I think you should be more like taking the lead from someone like Voxel Dental, James at Voxel Dental, Michael Sterneman at Voxel Dental, who say, we aren't going to push something and sell it until we know it works and we tested it. Okay, so if you're on the sideline and cheering and clapping for one side or the other and you really don't have any experience in it, I would caution you, maybe lay back a little bit and leave it to those companies like James Bonham over at Voxel Dental who want to make sure that the product is sound, clinically and scientifically sound before they sell it to you. Because the last thing they want is to have you returning it or calling them every day with problems. And the last thing I want is to recommend something that you later have a problem with. So I'm always going to be honest and accurate with these assessments. Shining, you've agreed. You're going to improve your software. You're going to improve your scan bodies. You're going to improve your workflow a little bit. And then you're going to come here and we're going to test it all out where we're going to work together. And, again, I commend you for taking the steps to improve the product and the workflow. I think it's, again, I'll say this on a positive note, it's a good scanner, except in that bloody field, I had a little trouble. It's one of the top scanners for scanning teeth situations and healed ridges. The workflow worked awesome on Typodont and great in a second stage. And I didn't mention this in the first video, but I love the way it all imported into exocad together when we did our Typodont and our revision stage 2 exercises. So I'm going to update this. I thought, to be fair, the reason I got on here is to say that Shining did come and request a meeting, and Shining is willing to work on these issues and improve the workflow. So good. So we got something constructive that we can all move forward on. All right. So don't write it off yet. And it does have some positive attributes. We'll come together with Shining in the next few weeks. All right. Thanks for listening. All right. Keyboard warriors, go ahead, aggressively blast away. All right. We'll look forward to reading your comments. Have a good day.